well, I'm making a bit of a habit out of this now. I'm out again. I'm heading to the South Waterworks beach in search of a pitted ware arrowhead, because they do show up there sometimes. Oh gosh, I'm just driving past the junction here. Some idiot pulled out in front of me yesterday. It was a very close call. Right, we're heading in the right direction now. I autopiloted to the main river hotspot and the Field of Dreams. But I'm going, as I said, to the Waterworks beach today. This will be the first time I've seen it with such low water levels this year. Now, the water was significantly lower than when I was there with my dad than it was when I was with my mum. And I know that the levels have dropped a lot since then. So there could be something today. That beach has become harder over the years, but it does seem to just produce something good every season. So we'll go and have a look. I'm wondering if I can't get to the beach through this little gap in the reeds here and walk all the way down. Now this is where the pigs live. So I'll stomp away a bit. Don't really fancy coming across a wild boar this morning. This is looking decidedly wet down here. Not quite as low as I thought then, the lake. And it is that time of year again. I've had my eye on this one all summer. This little low one with that nice rosy red colour. Get in, first find of the day. Okay, here's the big reveal. I haven't looked. Let's see how low it is. I'll look together with you. Not as low as I thought it might be, but still pretty low. Huntably low, that's for sure. Oh, there were nettles. Oh yeah, that's not too shabby. Right. Let's get straight to it. There is really a lot of nostalgia for me around this place. Yeah, right, let's see what we find. Now, it is quite interesting. There's areas of the sand here that's gravel that isn't usually gravel. So it could be that there's a few things hiding in here that haven't been exposed for me ever. Surprisingly few flakes out on this new piece of gravel, but I thought I'd do a reveal on this one. I mean, this edge looks a bit straight for it to be actually retouched, but I thought I'd do it just in case. No, it's just a flake. Lovely glassy milky flint, though, high quality flint. I'm itching to get out to that waterline, you know, but I need to check this gravel. Just found this nice little bladelet. I guess that's Magla Mossa work. There's not all that much evidence of Conga Mossa on this beach, although there has been some, so it could be Conga Mossa. Yeah, fun find. Oh, I want pitted ware though, that's why I'm here really. And for the transverse and the microliths as well. I found that one with my dad. Just about there. But that gravel is all very chipped now. I've come once since I was here with my dad. No, I can't resist it any longer. I'm heading towards the water now. Although I've been held up by this little patch of gravel that I'll give a quick look. But no, I will start, I don't know, about there, and then work my way back to the more productive area. Oh, these are amazing conditions to have a look down through this water today. I cannot remember the last time I was down here on a nice calm day. It was probably last winter. Pushing a year for sure. Oh, lovely gravel. This is exciting. It really is. I had some of my best early finds down here in this part of the lake. This is the old Mesolithic forest floor down here. This is all plant material from, 6,000 to 8,000 years ago. At a rough guess, it's very old, I know that much. It is fascinating down here. I think that this tree stump is from a later period, maybe the 1800s or so, because the lake did used to be lower down here. In fact, the old shoreline is about where it is now. And that's why there's that big sandbar that runs that way. This looks like a nice blade down here. Now it's moving. That really looked like a lovely blade for a second. This is around about where I found that piece of pitted ware pottery last year. In its place this year is a fishing lure, modern one. But that was a really nice find. My first proper piece of pottery. The water was about the level it is now as well when that popped out. Yeah, that was a cool one. I might find it again. I did put it back. Releasing a bit more water into the lake. I just bent down and picked this one up. It took me a while to realise that this was actually flint. It has a bulb up at the top there and quite a large platform. It's absolutely filthy, but it is flint, and it does seem to have maybe some work on. Maybe not. There's one flake that runs up through there and lots of lake chatter. Yeah, a really kind of chunky blade thing. That's the first sort of proper lump of flint I found today. That's quite nicely patinated as well when you look past the algae. Lovely orange colour. It could be a fabricator. Oh, can I be bothered to clean this? If it is a fabricator, it's probably going to be like really heavily rolled anyway. It could be a fire strike, this, a fabricator. It does seem to be some scarring up through there. I'll walk around and rub it and just make a note of where it came from. Okay. We'll take another look at this later, perhaps. There are not many flakes around. I think I've cleaned this one to a point now where I can see what it is and what it isn't. It does have a bit of stepped retouch and or use wear up through there. So I guess it was a kind of scraper, like an endy scraper kind of thing that was probably used just briefly for something. It's difficult to tell on these heavily rolled pieces, but there was a flake down here as well. First flake I've spotted out here in the water since that last one. It's just a random flake. Nice material. I think that's Cortex on the end there, so no retouch or anything. Yeah, just a bit of blade work. Nice to see some flint. There's another little blade looking thing down here. There's a kind of crested blade. An early blade off a core. Removals running down perpendicular to the blade strike. Struck this way. Yeah, early blade core prep work. Come on, pitted ware. I know there's one out here somewhere. It just could be all the way under this gravel. I see something down here with quite a lot of potential to be a transverse, a long one. Station road type, potentially. It might not be, but it really does flare at the end. This would be a very good quality transverse for this site, if it is one. No, I think that's just a blade section here. That would be a pretty chunky transverse. Oh, never mind, that shape. Oh. Another interesting looking something down here. It almost looked like an antler tine for a second. It wouldn't be the first one I've seen down here. No, it's just wood. But that's extremely old wood. That comes from the old forest floor. It's really spongy. Well, I've made it all the way along the beach now. Kind of out in the water at the edge of the gravel. Now I'm going to go back all the way more closer to the edge and check again. Methodical today. I did find a piece of bone that I put down the bank about there somewhere. I thought maybe it would dry out a bit and so we could see if there's any cut marks and stuff on it. There's always potential for that. It did look split. There's another blade looking thing down here. For a second, it's down there somewhere. For a second I thought it looked like it had a tang. Just check this flake first. Nice banded flint on this one. But yeah, this one down here, for the splittest of seconds I thought it might be a tang at this end, but it's not even that thin. Just a blade. Whoa. Come on. It's so long since I found a pitted ware on this beach. I can't remember how long. I'll put a caption in the corner if I can figure it out. It was quite a simple one, just a blade with a tang and a pointy end. I can't even remember if it had any retouch on the end. It was still an amazing find though. Well, I've checked all the way down the waterline now. Nothing great. I did find this, which was interesting. It's a piece of bone, thousands of years old. It does appear to have been split, this facet here. They used to split these bones for bone harpoons, split them into sections and then carve barbs into them. I also found this nice blade. I feel like I might have seen this one before, honestly, but I thought I'd show you. I think I saw it when I was here the last time, trying to film with my old phone to no avail. Yeah, nice blade work. Straight and flat. That's not retouch on the end, that's just lake chatter. I can live down there. Right now I'm going to walk along the dry, quote unquote dry gravel, even though it's wet because of the rain, but there's still hope for something amazing. Come on. Here's that piece of bone I was talking about. Don't know what bone it would have been from the body of whatever animal it was, probably a deer. But it does seem to have something going on at this end here. I mean, I'm a bit kind of dubious about what this kind of facet is there. That does look like it's been broken, and then there's some interesting marks up at the top there. I mean, it could be predation, I guess. But then there's these kind of marks with dots here. Let me macro lens it. I think you can see just above my thumb. So yeah, potentially that's had some you know, human interaction. Interesting stuff. I just pulled my phone out to talk about some blades that I've just found in this area down here, and I looked up and spotted that dark thing right in the middle of the screen there. Now that is a cool find. I'll go to that in a second, but here's the blades anyway. I like this one, kind of mottled yellowy brown. This is all quite typical of the blades from this beach, you know, lots of edge chatter from rolling around. You could almost be excused in thinking that that's use wear if you found that on a field with clean flakes. But no, just lake chatter. But yeah, there is a few flakes around here. I'm not going to run at this thing, but it's funny that we talked about that before. I think you can see what that is. That is cool. There's a tiny section of what would have been an absolutely exquisite bladelet here. And that's really fine napping. I guess that's Maglemossa again, just because Congomossa is so rare on this beach. Another little flake. There's lots more to find up here on the dry gravel than there was in the water today. It could just be because it's easier to spot. I wouldn't miss a pitted wear out there though, so that's something. The rain has started again, unfortunately, but I just found another blade, kind of leaf-shaped blade. This could be part of the pitted wear prep, quite a large platform and sort of lazy core edge prep up here on the right hand side where it rises up. You trim the edge of a core, if you didn't know, to you know, prevent this lump here. There has been some prep work, you can see this little facet that runs down, but the pitted wear folk were particularly lazy compared to other cultures with that. But I have finally made it to this antler tine. Now there is every chance that this is a pressure flaker from the pitted wear era or before. It's the second one I found down here, and this is about the same size as the last one. This could be the same one, honestly, but I don't think it is. That's an interesting find. The bone and antler and stuff has been carbon dated on the other side of the lake that has this same colour, and it does date to the Mesolithic. Yeah, I guess this is extremely fragile. Wow, that is cool to see. It's a shame I don't know for sure if it is, you know, super old. But there's every chance, like I say, that that was a tool in the Stone Age down here. Just unreal that it even has the slimmest of potential to be that. Yeah, fascinating stuff. Now I'd just love for this gravel to throw up a surprise in flint. It does sometimes. I can't remember how long ago it was, maybe summer before last. I found a really beautiful Congomossa Villingbeek arrow, a huge one in fact. And you know, I did say that Congomossa was rare down here, but that was a nice surprise that day. That was about this level of the beach from the water. There'd been some strong waves and it had kicked up a big sandbar and it just sat right on top. Come on now, there must be something good and flinty out here. A couple of flakes there. Right, fingers crossed. Oh my God. Oh, the hairs have stood up on the back of my neck. My eyes just popped out of their head. Surprises on the gravel, he said. Oh. Oh, get in. Get in. Oh, I don't even know what to say. That is so good. Oh, that's the third one ever. My first ever one was over there, just on the other side of that sandbar. I don't want to touch it yet. Look at you, you little devil. A beautiful Bronze Age hollow-based arrowhead. Oh, what a result. I still haven't touched it. I'm going to search around and come back to it, but just unbelievable. After saying that this gravel threw up the odd surprise. Wow. I mean, as much as this site isn't known for Congomossa, it's certainly not known for early Bronze Age either. I really thought it was just a complete fluke when I found that one over there. It's in my intro, it's quite rolled. But you know, it was my first one. An absolute beauty. Oh dear, that's not a transverse, surely. No, just a section. Oh, I'm in absolute shock over that. What a feeling. What a feeling. I still haven't plucked up the courage to go and lift that arrowhead. Found this really burned piece of flint, burned blade. Heavily burned, but I also spotted, and I hope I can spot it again down here. This isn't it, just thought I'd give this a check. There was here, this one. This really could be a transverse, you know, with like propeller retouch. I'm less convinced now. I just saw this area here that looked like retouch. No, that's no transverse, unfortunately. Although, that looks like retouch along this edge. Oops. It really does look like retouch in there. I mean, it's in the wrong place for a transverse. I think this must be a broken section of retouch flake or something like that. The Arrowhead Police. No, okay, it's time. It's time. My word, what a find. Oh, gosh. It does look a little bit rolled, but then what could you expect from this beach, honestly? It's longer, larger than the other two I've had. Lovely Bryozone flint fossils in there. Oh, I've touched it. Here it comes, okay. Wow. To reveal the other side, the work on the other side. Oh, it's a stunner. It is a stunner. Oh, man. What a beauty. A little bit of algae on this bottom tang. Let's go and get the sand off in the water. Oh. Bit of a curve to it on the side profile, but I'm not complaining, I'm just commenting. That might even be sort of internal stuff in the flint there rather than like just the edge of the cortex or something rather than algae. We'll see in a second. I'll dry this off and show you again, and you'll really see the flaking. I'm speechless. I am speechless. Result. Ay, ay, ay. I'm still walking around, just carefully rubbing off the algae with my thumbnail. I've just spotted this down here. It's a very old prehistoric tooth. I'm not sure what that's from. A horse or a deer. Thinking a deer for that one. But that'll be as old as the flintwork down here, I dare say. Could have even been from a kill. Oh dear, I'm still in shock over this arrowhead. My word. Right, let's have a look at this arrowhead then. It is an absolutely beautiful Bronze Age, early Bronze Age, hollow based, lovely pressure flaked piece of weaponised flint. It was algae. I can't get much more than that off, unfortunately, out here. Yeah, I mean, what else is there to say about it? It's an absolute beauty. Almost nice that there was some algae on there as well, just to kind of prove that I didn't plant it there or something. I don't think you guys believe that I'm doing that out here, but I know some people do that weird stuff in their YouTube videos. Oh wow. Yeah, about 1800 BCE. right at the end of the Stone Age. Really nicely flaked on this kind of bulbous side, and then a kind of hollow concave side here. What a stunner. I'll get some photos. Oh, speechless, absolutely speechless. Oh dear, well, believe it or don't believe it, be my guest. But I've just gone and put that back, buried it in the gravel. Yeah, wow, what a day. That was the last thing I expected out here, honestly. I would have loved a pitted ware, but that's almost even better. That's only the third one of those I've ever found, and it's just amazing to think that that's been sat out there for the last 6 or 7 years of hunting that strip of gravel, and I've just been walking over and over it, back and forth for all that time, and now finally it's surfaced, and I've been the person to come by and grab it. What a result. Wow. No, I'm on my way out now. That's more than enough for a video. A proper find. Get in. What a day. What a morning. Oh dear, no, I really don't know what to say other than thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. And it'll be back to reality now, unfortunately. Back to work tomorrow for the week, but you never know what the weekend may bring. That find certainly has relit the fire, and I don't know if you already guessed, but it was kind of already smouldering after the last 2 videos. No, brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. No, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, and hopefully that won't be too long.